Hindustani Bhau. Some people think he's absolutely necessary, some people think he's wrong, and some people couldn't care less. Wait, sorry. I meant freedom of speech. Freedom of speech has always been a hotly debated topic, but recently it's getting its time in the spotlight because of a particular case.
तो तेरी भेड़ को लुक्की, तेरी माँ को निकालू, तेरी तेरी माँ तो दुआई लीजिए, तभी तू ऐसी निकली है निग्गी बनने के चक्कर में। तेरी माँ मत तेरा भोड़े का ना पौधा मत बना, समझी? हाँ, तू चाहती है कि सब बहन चढ़ आके तेरे को जम से पटक पटक के दे, जो ऐसी हरकतें कर रही है।
और एनसीपी, शिवसेना, मनसे और कांग्रेस में से जिन जिन जनों को मैंने ठेस पहुंचाई है उनसे मैं क्षमा मांगना चाहूँगी। मैं आपको व्यक्तिगत रूप से ये क्षमा याचना नहीं पेश कर पाई।
The second arrest that has come about in the case of a comedian who was being trolled and issued rape threats. The second person has been arrested from Mumbai's Nalasopara for threatening the comedian Agrima Joshua with rape. Now, during the interrogation, some shocking revelations have come about.
आप मेरी माफ़ी, मेरी अपॉलॉजी स्वीकार करें और आप और मैं हम सब मिलके अपनी जिंदगी के साथ आगे बढ़ सकें। धन्यवाद।
तू क्या, तेरे बाप को भी माफी मांगनी पड़ेगी?
Yeah, can't believe it, can you? Neither can I. Ayushmann Khurrana's next film's trailer this early. This is the exclusive content you signed up for. Anyway, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a constitutional right provided to every citizen of India, which enables us to express our opinions via any medium, be it verbally, in print, through videos, photos, etc. Let me clear out one argument. Let me completely debunk and shun it because it's always used in debates. No. Threatening to commit crimes is not covered under the freedom of speech. In fact, that and propaganda are the only two restrictions on freedom of speech. Let me repeat myself. Inciting crime and spreading propaganda is illegal. Yes, Yogi, I'm looking at you. Not that it matters though, because the government clamps down on bigotry almost as effectively and efficiently as Facebook clamps down on privacy infringement. In fact, in 2018, the Indian government actually spoke to Facebook about censoring posts and messages that could lead to misinformation. And now that could sound sensible because it would stop fake WhatsApp forwards, but the real issue lies within the enforcers itself. Facebook? Facebook is a company that literally threw an entire election in the US. So there's no real guarantee that they won't censor posts and messages that speak against the party that buys them off first. And the BJP, well, I don't know how to put this. The BJP are not the best at taking criticism. So this combination of an apathetic corporation and a vengeful political party would essentially mean that any online discourse, even vaguely offensive to the BJP, would instantly be taken down, and the people involved would face very real world consequences. In fact, we're already seeing the Modi government snatch citizens' right of freedom of speech in the form of internet shutdowns. According to Freedom House, a US-based research organization, India is a world leader in internet shutdowns, with 100 reported cases of internet shutdowns in 2018 alone. In Kashmir, the internet was shut down for nearly 7 months, right after Article 370 was repealed, and if you ask me, personal opinion, I think that's kinda unconstitutional. Just a little. It's not just the government that's trying to take away our freedom of speech, though. It's also our defamation laws. Our defamation laws state that any statement published that lowers the reputation of an individual before right-thinking citizens of society can be considered defamation. And though that may sound sensible, there are a couple of very important issues with it. The first being of sexual assault allegations. When the Me Too movement began in India, many women came forward and shared their experiences and the names of perpetrators. And thanks to our defamation laws, these perpetrators then went and filed defamation cases against those that spoke against them. And those who couldn't prove their claims with evidence were then sentenced to jail time. How is that fair? The nature of sexual crimes is such that more often than not, the only evidence available is the victim's testimony. The judicial, the political, and the policing system are already rigged against these victims. And now you're going to snatch their right to talk about it? Here's another issue with our defamation laws. Unlike most countries, comedic and ironic expression is also considered defamation. Wait, what? Dude, is this real? What the fuck? I'm fucking done for.
Yeah, I'm fucking out here, man. I'm not doing this shit no more, man. I'm done.
So that leads us to the case we began with. Comedian Agrima Joshua being harassed online and then receiving rape threats for joking about our obsession with statues a year ago. We live in a country where we can't joke about or criticize those in power, but we can get away with sending vile comments to whoever we want to. We can't express our thoughts on policy, but we can misuse a 160-year-old law to suppress those who are trying to expose the reality of criminals and still call ourselves right-thinking individuals. I'd really like to tell you that there's some reform that's happening, but there's really not. And all I can tell you is that political awareness is quickly going from being educating yourself to a question of possible incarceration. And soon enough, with our ancient defamation laws and an even more regressive central government, freedom of speech will be reserved for those that think on the right. Thank you for watching. That's our show.